What's going on, guys? In today's video, we'll be going over how we use Adobe Premiere to create pitch trails for our guys' pitches. Couple things. We are doing this on a MacBook Pro. We're not sure if this step-by-step process is similar to what would be used on different platforms. The second thing, when you're recording the pitches, the way that you're going to get the best overlay is to have the camera in the same spot right at release point. We'll attach at the end of this blog, we'll have a couple of links that show how to just create general overlays in iMovie as well. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to show you how to create the overlays using Adobe Premiere. We think it's a really useful tool to visualize ball flight on the way to the plate and really distinguish the difference or similarities between pitches. It provides a good visual example for our guys. So the first thing you're going to do is look up Adobe Premiere, and you're going to have to download that. Obviously, as you can see here, one of the limiting factors, something that isn't awesome about it, is that it does have a pretty steep cost. It does come with a 7-day free trial where you can kind of test it and see if you enjoy the program and then ultimately decide whether you purchase it. We are currently looking into finding a way to get it ourselves, but are in the midst of a 6-day, we have 6 remaining days on our trial. By no means are we experts at this. This is really our second attempt at trying to make these work. We had our first attempt yesterday and thought it turned out all right, but just thought we'd share this information, see if it might help people, and heard from several pitching coaches that they would find it helpful. So today we're going to have our student pitching coach, Eric Loneker. He's going to go step by step talking about how we use Adobe Premiere, and from there we'll attach the relevant links to some of the videos that helped us as well, and also some other videos on how you can do just a basic overlay on iMovie.
After downloading and installing Adobe Premiere, you're going to start by clicking New Project at this time, finding 2 clips, preferably with the same angle, and you're just going to go ahead and drag them right into the slots. Using just one clip to start, in the top right corner under effects where the search bar is, you're going to go ahead and click right on, or type in right on, click on right on, drag it over onto the first clip that you're going to be using, in which you're going to go over to where it says brush size, and you're going to change that to 10. You should see a small white dot appear in the center of the clip, at which point you're going to drag to where, in our case, where the release out of the hand is. Then we're going to go over to brush position, and we're going to move that dot onto the ball. In which we are going to click on where it says brush position, and it's going to pop up and say toggle animation. We're going to go ahead and click that, and that's going to freeze so that we are able to write on the video. At this point, we're going to go frame to frame, so moving the frame to the right, and then we're going to go ahead and move that dot onto the ball. After following the pitch trail all the way down into the glove, you're just going to repeat the same process on the second video.
So there's a lot of different things you can do here. You might notice a difference here in this clip is that we've zoomed in to 150%. We typically do that as the ball gets closer to the plate, just to be able to try to draw the line more accurately, but that's really a personal decision. You can, depending on how good your eyesight is, you can shift in and out of perspective here. The other thing is regarding the brush size. Usually we start at 10 and then we'll change it at the end, so you can see here we've changed it at 5. Also, you'll notice on this second clip just different things you can do with the spacing. We have more of a dotted pattern here. We did a longer amount of spacing between the clips, between each frame, and that is handled here in terms of the brush spacing. So just a bunch of different things you can do. We'll also do different things, and we'll go into that in a bit, where we change the color based on the pitch. From here though, we'll get into how you overlay the clips.
Before we go ahead and get into overlaying the clips, we're going to start by trimming each clip. We had already trimmed the slider one, so for the fastball, you're going to start by moving the arrow all the way to the left of the clip, finding that red cursor and sliding it in to the release point, and then finding the cursor at the end of the video and moving that in to where the ball gets into the glove. At this point, we're going to go to the top of the screen and hit clip, go down to speed and duration, and our preference was 25%, which we're going to take the right clip and drag that onto the left clip. We're then going to go to opacity and change that to 50%. Then we're going to go to the color of one or the other clip and change that to red so we can really tell which pitch is which.
So that is a step-by-step process of how we go about creating overlay videos for our guys. Again, as you can tell by our poor drawing skills here, that we're still learning how to use the software. We think that we can find some really beneficial uses for it. I think this really displays well that one of our pitchers who's working on a new fastball off-speed pairing, that it pairs up a lot better than his previous offering. So from here, if you want to export the clip, you'll go to File, Export, Media, and then under this Format tab here, you can choose whatever format you want. We typically go with MPEG 4, and from there you can email it to the guys, use it to show them pitches the next time you're out at practice or during a bullpen. We found it to be an incredibly helpful tool so far. It is an additional visual example of how the pitch moves on its way to the plate. And there's really a lot of cool things you can do, and we're still trying to figure out all of them, where you can change the color of these lines actually from different colors on the way to the plate. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. We hope this was beneficial.